Hello, this is Greg Patuk, and we are in the second week of the Xin Xin Ming, and we were focusing on the third and fourth lines, which read, "When love and hate are both absent, everything becomes clear and undisguised. Make the smallest distinction, however, and heaven and earth are set infinitely apart." I've been thinking about this quite a bit, like when I take my dogs for the walk or when I'm just, sitting quietly and really thinking about and trying to discover and kind of make sense of the words love and hate and how they're meant to be used here on earth in this earthly realm and how they're to be used, with our higher selves. And what I was thinking about was how love and hate brings on a relationship of subject object where you project a love towards something, or with the opposite of that, you project a hate towards it. And it's a feeling of the things that you love are beneficial for you or good for you or are with you, where the things that you hate or the people that you say that you hate or the things that you hate are generally against you. They do you some sort of harm. They cause you to suffer. They are there to not be in our highest favor. But is that really the object or the person doing that? Or is that your state of mind, my state of mind, when I proclaim to perhaps hate something? I know in the past when I have said that I hate something, all it does is bring on a measure of suffering in me, of stress in me, of if I hate something because, let's say somebody else likes that object and I want them to like me, then it becomes more of a jealousy or a control factor where I may try to use manipulation or, some sort of power struggle to either release the hate or to overcome the thing that I am hating. And I feel like this is what is meant when it says, when love and hate are both absent, everything becomes clear and undisguised, because we no longer project, oh, I love that thing because it does me good. Or, oh, man, I really hate that because that person, that thing, that situation is causing me to suffer. It really isn't. It's really you causing yourself to suffer because you see it with that veil on. You're not in the moment. You're not realizing what it is that object or situation or person is actually teaching you. You're just focusing on how you feel an absence of love inside of you. So without the absence of love, you say, oh, I hate. But what is there to truly hate? The object, the person, the situation is there for a reason. They're there for you to learn and to go inward and to see what it is that is, being brought out of you because of this. And they're just doing what they're doing, not necessarily to cause you pain. They might not even know that they're causing you pain. They might not even know that you hate them. They're just them being in their moment, going through, all of their sufferings and going through their stresses and going throughout their daily life, perhaps just trying to get by, not having a clue what they're doing to you at all. But yet you're sitting there saying, man, I really hate that person for how they talk to those people, or for how they treat me, or for how good they're doing. And the boss likes them, it seems like, more than the boss likes me. Whatever the reason is, we put on then that sense of hate because, again, we treat them as an object. We see them separate from us. And when we see things separate from us, then we can allow, or we can use that word hate because they're another object. They are different. But when we're in our moment and whenever we realize that we're all in this together, we're all our own separate puzzle pieces, showing the great picture of life and showing us exactly what's needed to be done, then we can look at that person and see that they're just doing what they're doing. And they're not personally doing anything towards us. The situation that they're in is due to the fact that they've gone through whatever in their life. They may not have done the inner work to heal their traumas that they've gone through. So they're just acting out in a way that they know how to act out. And when we approach that, then with neither love or hate, but just being, when we're just in our moment and we are focused on what we're doing, and we see that we're all interconnected, and we see that we are all in this in some way together, doing our own roles, in life, each of them different, each of them unique, each of them special, then we can just be open to what the situation is, or we can just be open to what that other person is doing. And there is no more love and hate. There just is. And then we dissolve that duality and we don't make that distinction anymore, because there is no longer a subject object. There's just an us or a we, or we can melt into that I, and we are all in this together as one, all going towards the same goal of living out our lives the way they're meant to be. In the second line, where it says, make the smallest distinction, however, and heaven and earth are set infinitely apart, it's because whenever you do see all of these situations, people, objects as subject object, we then do have that hate or that dislike that fills our heart, and that creates suffering. And when we have suffering, we can't reach the heavenly state, because within the heavenly state, there is no suffering. In the heavenly state, we just are open and we recognize that everybody is us and we're all in this together, playing out our parts, teaching each other moment by moment. And when that takes place, when we realize that everybody is just doing their role, is just doing their thing, then that's when we start to have that peace and we start to relieve that stress, because we no longer are focused on what the situation holds, the bad parts of it, or what the person is doing that we think that they're doing towards us. We just see them as doing it, and we're just doing our thing, and we just let them be. And yeah, there are moments where, you may try to talk to somebody, or you may try to help relieve their suffering. I know I do. But again, it's not personal when they don't take your advice, or whenever they aren't ready to listen, because we really, truly can't talk to somebody about love and hate if they're very emotionally wrapped up in the moment and they're not ready to discuss or to realize or to recognize what it is they're going through. So I'd like to hear what you have to say about this love and hate distinction. That's where I am so far on this week, thinking about love and hate, that, it truly is just that the hate we put into that word is the feeling of us thinking that something is against us, and love is the feeling of something is for us. Later on in the next video, I want to talk about the difference that I've discovered in my life with loving things and just being in the space of love, and how that has opened up my heart and opened up my mind and opened up my sense of calm to the world around me, how it's benefited my marriage and the relationship with my children. I hope to see you in the comments, or message me if you have any thoughts on this. And just remember that every moment is truly a blessing.